So today we'll be talking about the top 10 best Android devices that more or less checks through literally all the boxes. So hey, stay tuned. Our first category, we're starting with the first device, which is our best mid-ranger. And this goes in Samsung Galaxy A54 5G. It's a nice alternative to the Pixel. The 6.4 AMOLED screen can rocket up the brightness like crazy, so you can never have to squint. And the screen reacts more smoothly thanks to the 120Hz refresh rate. It matches the Pixel on security update, but it offers an extra year of OS upgrade for a total of 4 years. It can be a little stuttery when you try to juggle many apps at once. Let's see. The best under $200 smartphone. And this is equally going to another Samsung device, the Samsung Galaxy A14 5G. Looking to save as much as possible? You'd be surprised at what you get with Samsung's $200 Galaxy A14 5G. Isn't it crazy enough that we have a $200 smartphone rocking 5G? Well, that's not just it. There's surprisingly good performance, enough to run most apps without any annoying stutters. Well, 2 days of battery life and a camera that can capture decent photos. Note, I use the word decent, not great. Unlike most sub-200 phones, this one has a 64 gigabytes of internal storage, a micro SD slot which we do not get nowadays, to expand space if you need it, a headphone jack, and even an NFC sensor. I mean, does this get better and better? And for this category, I think it's one of the most lucrative, since it's one of the newest innovations since the history of smartphones. And this is for our best foldable device, which goes to the Google Pixel Fold. Yeah, I know. Trust me, I'm really not a fan of the Pixel Fold, but hey, I think that device cuts in through each and every part. And it doesn't just cut it, it slams it. It's Google's first folding smartphone. On the outside, you have a wide 5.8 inch that you'll primarily use. And it actually feels like using a normal phone screen with zero compromises when you have both hands free. Open it up and you're able to take advantage of a 7.6 inch screen. A larger canvas that makes some apps nicer to use, like Gmail and its 2-pane view. But it also allows for easy split screen mode, so you can multitask. This comes in handy more times than you'd expect. And if you've watched my previous video, you'd know that the Pixel Fold isn't really one of my best foldables. I mean, I would have personally rated for the Samsung Z Flip 5. Hey, what can I say? And certainly it wouldn't be wise to talk about foldables and not talk about flippables. So hey, what's gonna be our best flip phone for 2023? Well, I guess in this category, it's actually tied though. The Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5 and the Motorola Razr Plus. But in some countries, you might know it as the Razr 40. So yeah, those are the two devices that kind of tag along in the best flip phone. Well, the Z Flip delivers a big screen phone that feels much like a stock of Post-its in your pocket when it's all folded up. Well, how can you hate that? The 1.9 inch cover screen adds some utility. You can tap to pay anything, having to open the device and send quick replies. And the Motorola Razr Plus is one of the most functional tiny phones on the market. This is because Motorola made the external display much bigger than before, and practically the biggest outer display in any flip phone, meaning you can use some apps, read notifications clearly, and check other widgets like the weather. So what we have with the Z Flip 5, although this is much more optimized. Although cameras are lackluster and battery life is just okay. And for the next category, which most of you guys have been waiting for, the best flagship phone for 2023. Of course, you might really want to skip this part because I'm sure you already know it's going to be no other device than the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. If you want no compromises, best of the best kind of smartphone, then look no further than the Samsung Galaxy S23 range. These phones are chock full of high-end features, from the powerful Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset that keeps even the most demanding games running beautifully to the wonderful view and bright 120Hz AMOLED display. But I really want to give proud mentions to devices like the Xiaomi Mi 13 Ultra, so 7 series as well. I think those devices were equally to cutting the chase if the S23 Ultra didn't come top. So yeah, shout out to them. And our great value for money smartphone, of course, would go to the Pixel 7 and the 7a. The Pixel 7 and 7a are the most defined Pixels yet, and they remain the best values you can get in Android for just $499 and $599. The Pixel 7 gives you practically everything you'd want, from wireless charging to the screen resolution which you mentioned earlier. The Pixel 7 is slightly overshadowed by the Pixel 7a that's a little cheaper, though the Pixel 7 does have a slightly larger 6.3-inch AMOLED screen. I still think the 7a should come in first because, of course, of its price range. So yeah, rock on Pixel. This has been vetted to be the best gaming device. Let's see what we have. The Asus ROG 7 phone. Most phones will provide justice by running the latest games, but the Asus ROG 7 is one of the only phones that elevates mobile gaming. It's a massive phone with a 6.7-inch AMOLED screen and a whopping 165Hz screen refresh rate. It's not just the regular 120 like we get. And it's massively powerful thanks to Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset. In a whopping 12GB of RAM, that's really a lot to overkill. And there are equally two touch-sensitive programmable buttons on the shoulders of the phone that you can use in any game. These top-tier specs will get you some of the smoothest gaming performance available in the phone, especially if you pair with Asus's Aero Active Cooler 7 to keep the phone as cool as possible. So hey, your best gaming phone for you gamers. And then our next category goes to the best fast charging device, and we have the OnePlus 11 Pro. The OnePlus 11 might just be a speed demon. Feels tremendously fluid and responsive thanks to the top-end Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset inside, and all other optimizations of course. And it recharges so quickly with the included adapter and cable, you can go from 0 to 100 in roughly 20 minutes. It's got a stunning 120Hz refresh rate, of course, nice stereo speakers, and a reliable battery. For our final category, the best overall Android device, the king of Android world, goes to the Pixel 7a. It just is the best device. Like, look at it, it's so seamless, it's sleek. The Pixel 7a comes very close to being the perfect phone for everybody. It looks gorgeous, especially in the flashy coral color. It has a flagship processor, the Tensor G2, to run demanding games and zip through dozens of Applebee's. It has an upgraded 64-megapixel camera and a 13-megapixel ultra-wide that takes better photos than most other phones at price, and some pricier ones too. The 6.1-inch OLED screen is a nice size that's not too large and not too small, and it gets decently bright. And don't forget the smooth 90Hz too. There's wireless charging and the IP67 water resistance rating, but I mentioned it costs just $499. It will even last a while thanks to the 5 years of security updates and 3 years of Android major upgrades. I guess you've reached the end of our top 10 best phones so far. And tell me what you thought about it in the review or the comment section just down below, and I'll catch you there. Peace out.